Alright guys, so today this is gonna sort of be like a new welcome to the channel sort of video. I was starting out making content, trying to do some like anime and fantasy, but it seems like my Wheel of Time content is really starting to like blow up basically. I mean, blow up for me is like I'm getting hundreds of views and some thousands of views, which is really awesome. So it seems like Wheel of Time is like what people are sort of really wanting. So I'm gonna get into like why I'm making this shift and gonna be focusing on Wheel of Time for the time being. But first, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Subscribing really helps out a lot, and liking the video really helps. Comment what you guys like. What's your favorite fantasy series? I just like love hearing from you guys. You know, whatever you want to comment. I love talking to you guys. It's really awesome. Thank you guys for all the encouragement and stuff like that you have been giving. So let's get into the video. So the title of the video is why I don't consider myself a booktuber. Well, first off is I feel like I'm not well read enough in the like booktube sort of space. I follow people like Murphy Napier and Daniel Green, who sort of really inspired me to start this channel. So I do come from booktube kind of background. I also love people like Emergency Awesome. I follow people like Tekking and Brago D Ace, where they do more anime content. So a lot of them have like influenced me a lot on how I'm going to do YouTube, but I want to find sort of my own niche and way of doing things. So I sort of think of myself like in between like Emergency Awesome and like Daniel Green. Like I want to be sort of in that realm, and then once I get a big enough audience, I want to sort of like branch out. But it seems like Wheel of Time content is really where it's at. So I feel like I'm not really that well read enough, like I said in the first place, in fantasy. I've read all the major ones, like Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn, and Stormlight Archive. I've read A Song of Ice and Fire. I've read Lord of the Rings. I've read Narnia. I've read some of Harry Potter. And my next few reads, I'm really trying to get into the Malazan books. I've actually just started those, Dresden File and Discworld. So those are like my next three that I'm really just going to try to get into. I'm trying to tackle the big ones first and then get into, you know, kind of the not so big series. So my next few reads are kind of going to be like more of the N.K. Jemisin, Brent Weeks, Joe Abercrombie, those sort of reads, until I finally get all like the major fantasy reads under my belt, and then I feel like I can start commenting on fantasy books and series. So a little bit about me: I come from a background of film and television, actually studying it for 4 years in college. So I focused mainly on television and movies. That's why I love like the Lord of the Rings. That's why I love Game of Thrones. But I ended up finding a really love for the writing, and you can't get that same writing and screenplay than you do writing books. And I've always wanted to write books. I've been having a fantasy series in my head ever since I was 16, and slowly now over the past like 7 years, I've been forming this world in my head and the story I want to tell, and the depth I want to be able to tell it, because at 16 I don't think I was at that point to be able to tell it that way, but slowly I feel like in maturing I'm able to finally get to that point where I'm able to tell this series. So right now I have a book that is already, it's like 1/3 of the way through. It's got about 30,000 words. I wrote that back when I was around 18, 19. I didn't finish it. I have one I'm working on now. It's around 30,000 words as well. The goal is 80,000, and I started writing that about a year ago, and I've realized like now the real scope of the world that I want to build. So I might start over on that one and just take a lot of scenes, but really by the end of this year I want to have around an 80,000 to 100,000 book written. So that's why I've made this channel. I've made this channel to get in touch with the fantasy community, with really people that love fantasy. In my life I only have like a few of my uncles and my dad who are involved with fantasy, so I don't really have a lot of people I can talk to with it. And with Wheel of Time, I love that's the subject that I'm mainly focusing on, because I started the series around 5 years ago and I just finished last year, so I'm kind of a newbie and I wasn't able to really follow along as they were coming out. But it's really nice to really talk to you guys who have read the series and just start having discussions, because before I was afraid to get a part of like groups and stuff because of spoilers, but now I finished them and I'm just really excited to get in touch with like the fan base and talk to you guys. That's something unexpected from starting this channel, is that I got to really get in touch with you guys and talk about the books and really get involved. So I'm excited to bring more and more Wheel of Time content to you guys, but we're going to take it every week at a time and just try to get this content out. That's really my focus right now, but I have obviously bigger goals that I want with this channel. Daniel Green has been one of the biggest influences because I've seen the fan base that he has built, and he's an aspiring author. He is an author now. Before, when I was watching him, he didn't have anything published, and now he does, and he has this audience he's able to deliver his books to. So he's a great inspiration to why I'm doing this. My big goals is that after a few years of making content like this, just talk about fantasy, just getting to know the fan base and getting in touch with the fan base and everybody. My goal with this is that after a few years of doing this, I hope that at the 1 year mark, I can start relatively making money from this, and then that way I can start focusing more on my writing and making fantasy content. But my eventual 3-year goal is to be full-time YouTube and be full-time writing, and then my 5-year goal is to just be mainly writing writing and eventually coming out with YouTube content, probably a lot less frequent than what I'm doing it now because I'm just trying to put a lot of content. But I am an aspiring author. I hope to be published within the next few years. I hope that YouTube and writing can fuel my living so I can live out being an author, because that's what I'm aspiring to be. And YouTube is one of the biggest ways to get in touch with the community, get in touch with the fan base. And I don't really have anybody to be in touch with the fan base with, so it's great to just be able to talk to you guys and get in touch with it. So that's sort of like my overall goals for the YouTube channel for the foreseeable future, especially with the new Wheel of Time TV show coming out. I plan on talking a lot about Wheel of Time, probably about 4 to 5 videos a week, talking about Wheel of Time and just building a portfolio of Wheel of Time content. So when the TV show comes out, we can all talk about it. Once Wheel of Time's over or midway through, I'll probably be talking more about Witcher. And then next year, with the new Game of Thrones show supposed to come out, I will probably be putting out a little bit more Game of Thrones content, probably still sticking with the Wheel of Time content. And then once Game of Thrones is over, because I believe Game of Thrones will come out around like April, I'll probably start ramping up my Lord of the Rings content, and I'll be talking about the Lord of the Rings series. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to follow. I want to follow like the big main stuff that's happening in fantasy right now with adaptations. So that's why I don't really consider myself a booktuber. I consider myself someone who is a commentator on fantasy, and particularly right now, popular fantasy. Once I get more well-read in fantasy and I start getting more to focusing more on my writing, that's when I would consider myself a booktuber. Maybe I will do like a few book reviews and stuff like that. Probably getting in touch with the booktube community a little bit more, but right now I don't really consider myself to be a booktuber. So yeah, I know that was like really fast, like thrown at you guys, but I just wanted to be very upfront of what I am trying to do with this channel, especially with, I mean, I've just been seeing growth immediately. Like it's been 3 weeks and I want to see the channel grow. I'm trying to get to 1,000, because once you get to 1,000, that's when you can get monetized. And I know I won't be able to make a living right off the bat, but that's my overall plan, is that over the next few years, I hope to eventually get monetized, to just focus on YouTube and focus on my writing and bringing more fantasy content to you guys. I want to say a big thank you to Daniel Green. I know he might not ever see this, but he was one of the biggest inspirations for me to be able to start this channel. I saw that through YouTube, he can build an audience, and he's doing pretty well. So I hope to be on that level one day to get there. I know it's going to take a lot of effort to be able to get there, but that's where I hope to be. That's my overall goals. So I just wanted to be clear and upfront with you guys. I'm going to always be bringing Wheel of Time content for you guys until you don't like it anymore, basically. It's been really fun just researching, diving deep into Wheel of Time to make these videos for you guys, but that's sort of what I'm going to be following. If you do want me to talk about other fantasy series, or if you have any other recommendations, let me know. But right now, I just want to talk about, you know, the main fantasy series that everyone's sort of talking about right now. And Wheel of Time is one of those communities that is definitely deserving of it. So I want to be able to bring that content to you guys. If you like this video, if you like these sort of updates, let me know. Let me know in the comments below what like your favorite fantasy series is. I would love to hear from you guys. Be sure to like the video and to subscribe to keep up with this, like, I don't know, like aspiring author YouTube sort of journey. Thank you guys for following along and all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.